Welcome to the very first episode of Cooking with Elastic. And in today's session, we're going to be going over the entire menu of getting data ingested. So welcome to the very first episode. But more importantly, welcome to Le Nuit d'Elastique. Within this session, we will be going over a wide variety of ingredients that we will be getting our search experience from. It is an 8-course meal. As you can see, we range the entire gamut of system logs, MySQL, and everything else down within this list. So some of these even have a very, very special seasoning that we will go over today. More importantly, we even have a special way of serving up the search specialty with synthetics that you will experience today. And on top of all of this, we will also be doing MySQL, not just logs and metrics, but the content itself. And finally, we will finish it all off with some security sprinkles with our endpoint solution of Elastic Defend. So get ready, get your aprons going, and let's get ready to cook. We have to deploy a few services first. And we're going to use instructions here within our platform instruct in order to follow the recipe to the letter. First, we must configure connectivity. Simply press this one little run button. Ta-da! Our certificates have been loaded and we are ready to begin the next section. We have to jump over to this Docker host. You can click this button here to do so. Next, we'll run this little code snippet. This will take a few moments to complete. When it does, we will have our host set up just the way we like it. And from there, we will begin cooking ever so more. Now, with all of the various setup steps with OS query, MySQL configured, and every other little bit of networking config, we're ready to begin the next session. So once you see all scripts completed successfully, go ahead and expand right here, and we will move on to our Fleet tab by clicking this button. Now we're going to be creating a couple of Elastic Agent policies. If you wish, close the tour, because I will be your guide throughout here. We're going to create that first policy, and we're going to call it Docker. We'll leave this enabled and create that agent policy. You can follow along on these instructions, or you can follow the guidance of your head chef here. Next, we're going to create another agent policy. This time, we're going to call it Synthetics. And here, we're going to disable this collection. Now that we have our two policies, both with one integration and 0 integrations from there, we're going to add our seasonings to our Docker policy. So go ahead and click on Docker. We're going to take that system 2 integration. We're going to give it a proper adjustment. We don't want -2 in there. It's a little too much. And we're not collecting Windows logs. And we want to make sure we collect our metrics. Change our defaults, and we're going to apply it to that Docker policy by simply clicking the Save Integration button. Once that's done, we're now going to simply search for Docker. And we have a search bar up here to do so. So type Docker, and it'll be the first result. Next, we're going to click Add Docker. And from here, we're just going to update that name, make it look nice and neat and proper. And then we're going to add this integration to an existing host of our Docker policy. Nothing more. Then click Save and Continue. We're not ready to start the pot yet, so add Elastic Agent later. Next, we're going to do MySQL. So again, let's search for it up top. And we want this middle one, the MySQL integration. Now this one will require a little bit more love and care. We're going to update that name to just say MySQL. From the hosts is fine, but from the metrics, we need to expand this out. And more importantly, we need to update that password that's associated here.
We don't want test, we're going to need root pass. Go ahead and change those defaults. We don't have a replica, so might as well disable it. And of course, we're going to put this on our existing host of Docker. Go ahead and save. And then save and continue. Add our Elastic agent later. Now we're going to click back to integrations. When we go back to integrations, we have a handful more that we're going to add. First things first, OS Query Manager. Add that OS query. Call it nice and proper. Existing hosts, Docker, save and continue. And then once that gets configured, we will add our Elastic Policy, our agent later. Click back to integrations. And Elastic Defend, thankfully, is right here at the top. So go ahead and click on that. Add Elastic Defend. Give it the name of EDR. Copy and paste it directly from there. Make sure you use the complete endpoint detection and response on our existing hosts of Docker. And then from there, we're just going to save and continue. Add Elastic Agent later. Sometimes it takes a bit to mix. Now we need to tinker just a little bit with our EDR. More importantly, what we need to do is we want to set this setting for our Linux operating systems. And as you can see, there's quite a few ways we can customize various operating system collections. And since we're not working on Windows, if you want to disable that, that's fine, although not necessary. We're going to, in our Linux operating system, collect session data and capture terminal output. We already have Docker as our agent policy, so go ahead and click Save. Next, we're going to go back to integrations. We're going to look for FIM, or File Integrity Monitoring. Add File Integrity Monitoring. We want to do recursive monitoring because we care about everything inside here. Make sure it is added to our Docker policy. Save and continue. Add Elastic Agent later. Back to integrations. Packet capture. Now this one is going to require a lot of modifications. It's easy, as you can see, but we'll add our packet capture, give it that name of network traffic. And on these defaults, this is where we need to modify quite a bit. We're going to enable monitor processes for several settings, specifically flows, so monitor processes. For HTTP, we're going to monitor process and add a 30,001 port. We're going to monitor processes for ICMP. And then we're also going to do it for MySQL, of course, because we have MySQL running. And then finally, we're going to do TLS. And we're going to add a row here, which is our port 8220. With all of that there, we're going to add it to our existing host, of course, our one policy of Docker. Save and continue. Add Elastic Agent later. Now we get to search for our agent policies. And let's review what we've done thus far. So we have Docker with 7 integrations, Synthetics with 0 integrations. And if you want to take a look at it, you can. So it should look something like this. We kept FIM as FIM1, that's fine. It's just the naming convention. And we can see that they're all configured and ready to go. So with that, we are ready to move on to the next chapter. So go ahead and click next, and I will see you in the next assignment.